in today's video, I'm going to take this amazing photo that I got from signature credits wherever online, and I'm going to edit it with you as quickly as possible. I'm going to tell you what I do and why I do what I do, and I'm going to do this as quickly as possible so that you can also learn from this and be able to edit your pictures quickly on the fly and on the go. Let's jump straight into the video. I'm doing all of this in Lightroom. So I already have Lightroom open. The first thing I'm going to do obviously is to import this picture. I could edit this in Photoshop, which will be faster for me, but I want to do this in Lightroom because that is what I want you to use for your professional editing and also to prepare you for the bigger set of patch. So I'm going to click on import. If you didn't see that, if you come to the library, if you come here where you have library here, make sure you're on that tab and you click on import here, right here. Okay, if I click on import, you realize that it opens for me all of this, and I get to choose a source, or I could just literally drag a photo in here. Whoop. So it says the picture is open somewhere. Oh, I think I have the pictures already in here. Here is it. All right, I have this picture here. So I have with this picture here now. I think I've already used this for practice at a point, so it's probably already edited, but don't worry, I'll reset everything for you and then we are going to work with it. Alright, so this is how the picture looks right here, and I think this is a very sweet picture. If you zoom in here, what I just did, you hold control and click and drag with your mouse. It's good to have a mouse or one of those Wacom parts for your editing. It's very good. You can see the textures are there. Very nice picture. Whatever camera that was used was a good camera. I think it's a Sony, a Canon camera of the CR2. So the first thing I do when I get a picture like this is the kind of look and feel that I want to go for. All right, there's some level of greens in the background here. I have preset that I could literally apply. Like I could apply this and then start from there, you know. But I'm going to start with you. I could also apply this, you know. I think this will look good, and then start from there. You can see the way the greens are in the background, but I'll take away the vignetting from it and then go. But then I want to start from the beginning. The first thing, I'm going to go straight into my tone curves, and yeah, I know you're wondering why I'm not starting from what's the name, my exposures and all of that. But I'll go straight to my tone curves. But I think the white balance looks great. I don't have to do much with the white balance, right? I think it looks it's exactly on point. So I'll go in here, and what I'll do is I'll create 3 points like this, and I'll start dropping my shadows just a little bit. I'm going to try to create some level of contrast in here, and I'll take up my midtones just a little bit, and also I'll take up my this ends just a little bit, and you can look at the before and after. If you zoom in, you realize that we've done nothing yet, but you can see clearly that we are up to something. If you look at the before and after, you can see the contrast that has already been created. There's already so much contrast here, so there's no way I'm going to go to my contrast side and try to add more contrast. I'm going to take this one up a little bit, put a point here, and take up the very that point is not supposed to be that, and take up the very blacks just a little bit. Also put a point here and take up the shadow, the whites up just a little bit. So this is the before and this is the after. This is the before and this is the after. One thing I also like to do is I can click on this adjustment point here, and you see as I move across the image, it shows you which part of the image I can't select. All right. So if you bring it to the skin and you want to make the skin brighter, you can see the area that you could play. There is me moving here, and then look at the effect it has on here. All right, so you can see if I should increase this area, it's going to affect directly her skin. All right, so once I'm done with this area, the next thing is that I'm going to quickly remove chromatic aberration and then enable profile correction. So this is a Canon EF 85 1.8mm, and that's a good one. All right, so Yeah, also I'm going to click on this auto to quickly resize shape this very well for me. I want to edit this for Instagram as also 4.5, and then I can put the eyes right here on this intersecting line. Click on enter. So this is the image I'm doing it right now. I could have left it the way it was. It looked perfect. It was okay, but I want to do it like that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to my exposure levels here. Take down the highlights a little bit, but I want to take up the shadows because I feel there's too much contrast happening here. Bring down my contrast just a little bit, and then you can see the before and after. Before and after actually helps a lot, so that you can actually see what you've been up to. So you see there's a lot of contrast going on. The skin tones I think look nicer and warmer here as compared to here. And from there I get back to my work. I think I'll take down the highlight just a little bit, take off my shadows. The blacks are okay. The blacks are okay. I'll take the texture down just a little bit, say 11. Yeah, you know, taking the texture down softens the skin up. It softens the image. If you look at this, look at what happens if I go all the way. The image just becomes very soft. All right. If you go all the way to, you tend to get this over sharpened image, and that's not the look I'm going for. So I would usually take down my texture, say by 10, 15, and for that I compensate by taking my clarity also up. Look at what happens if I go clarity all the way up. You see, clarity creates some level of contrast. Texture, clarity, dehaze, they all create contrast, but in different areas. So I'll take the clarity all the way up to say by say 10, just to compensate for the texture that I did that way. And if you look at the before and after, you can see how amazing the picture is already. I've not actually played with the colors yet. So with this, I can go to the next stage of going all the way to my color mixer. I always start with the luminance, and then I work my way around. But I have greens in here. I'm going to go all the way straight to the hue, and with the greens, I'm going to click on this particular icon here. If you look at it, this one, yeah, I'll click on that and look for the very light part, the lightest part of the green. Click on that at the moment and drag that part to the left. Look at what's happening. I'll undo that. Make sure, look at what happens. I click and drag. I don't click and let go. So I make sure I have this selected, and then in my image, I come here, the lightest part of the green, click, select, and drag to your left. All right, and you can see that it is just moved the greens towards here. All right, towards this end, and then I'll definitely leave it there. Take my yellows up towards the oranges so they appear more orangey. So we go. Look at what happens when I'm moving the green, the yellow. Look at her hair. Look at the grass in the background. So the question is, where do I go? Do I go like this or I go like this? In this case, I can just leave it around -15, like that. And if I go to saturation, I can actually reduce the greens. Yeah, I'll take it down just a little bit. I want this naturally rich greens that I am in my image. And for the luminance, I'll just take them also just a little bit down. So the greens are there, all right, but you can see that the colors, they appear different. The greens appear much richer and golden in here as compared to here. All right, and with the skins, which we can clearly see when I click this and come towards her skin, if I should click here, come towards her skin, you can see it's giving me everything in the oranges and sometimes in the red. All right, I'm obviously not doing that. All right, I feel like her skin is very saturated, so what I'll do is I'll actually desaturate the skin just by a little. All right, so the orange, I'm going to take it down a little, just down, so that the image, I don't want her skin to be all looking jaundiced, you know, like she has jaundice or something like that. But I would also make it just a little bit brighter, say +5. We look at before and after, before and after, before, after. Yeah, my laptop is a little slow to react, but you get a point. So this gives me that golden rich image, but the colors in there are not there. So what I do is I'll come and take my vibrance to give it up, say by 20, and take my saturation down by say 11, and we can see the before image and the after image. Not so much of a difference, but here we can see the golden ideas in the greens, and we can see this. I would actually go back to my saturation and then bring the oranges up a little because the picture looks like that. And finally, I will take up my exposure just a little bit because I feel the image has gotten a little dark, and compensate that with a little bit of highlights drop. So this is quickly an image that I went all the way from this to this. Like I'm saying, not so much of crazy things to do when it comes to the editing. I didn't do any masking yet for this image. I just kept it simple, basic, and I just edited it and played with the colors for them to look what I would consider amazing. If you click on this video right here, I'm going to show you 5 mistakes that people make that make their photos look very amateurish, and how to avoid those mistakes and have your pictures look amazing and professional. So check that video out, and I'll catch you in that video. Peace. Bye.